What is up, guys? Well, today you're going to be helping me finish up an install on some ASV levers on this 2025 GSXR 1000. Just so you know, this is how that's going to look when you're putting this whole thing together. The trick is you need to screw this adjuster all the way in towards the housing to make sure you have all the slack taken up. Also, right here, this is your clutch safety switch. That's what this little part of the lever will engage. But when you're moving this back over here, you need to make sure that this goes behind this and that you don't snag it. So it'll go in just like that. This is the bolt, factory bolt. Notice it almost looks like it's a messed up hex head. It's supposed to be like that. Notice that this housing has a bit of a recess. That's what's going on here with that bolt. So, nope, you don't put anything in here. It's a 10mm bolt that holds it all together. But that recess right here on the housing coincides with the shape on the bottom of this bolt. So you don't have to have an Allen key or anything like that. It's just that when you start to tighten this thing up, it's going to turn a little bit. You're going to need to probably turn it a little bit manually too. But you want to make sure that, there we go. You hear it click? You're going to want to make sure that that seats. And then 10mm, because of course it's 10mm. That's what holds everything together. So I'm going to get this tightened up and I'll show you the brake lever. Brake lever is pretty self-explanatory, but I do want to show you one thing. So as I am tightening this up, and I'm just putting my finger on this, making sure it stays flush, I will get this snugged up, and then can't really get a wrench in there. We're just going to be using the good old-fashioned stubby with a 10mm. And really, in this case, a stubby, a shorter socket would be a little bit better. So let me get this tightened up. Before I get over to the brake side, I did want to show you guys how to adjust the clutch. So this is your adjuster. The farther away you turn this, so if you turn this wheel towards you, it's going to move this adjuster away. That is going to tighten up the clutch. Now remember, we're moving this all the way in so that we have enough slack to where we can adjust the clutch, or at least have enough slack to install the clutch, and then we're going to need to readjust it. Now, the idea is you want to have a little bit of free play here. Right over here on the GSXR 1000, here we go. This is the clutch cable going to the clutch, as you can see that moving around. Now, right now, the way that it is set now, you can kind of see if I move that cable, it's going to move that clutch lever just a little bit. And that's this little guy, if I can get it zoomed in here, right here. This little guy right here. You want to make sure there's a little bit of slack. What you don't want is to have it too tight to where this doesn't move and that you don't get a very slight movement in that clutch lever. It's real important because if you over tighten this, you can put too much preload on your clutch and you can cause some premature clutch wear. Okay guys, now the brake side is already installed. Now this is, believe it or not, easier than the clutch side, but here's what I wanted to show you. Underneath here is a 10mm bolt, or 10mm nut, and you're just gonna get a flat head. This screws into the housing and the nut is there as a safety nut. So this screws into the housing and then you have a safety nut that locks it all in place. Now, what I want to show you is, see where my finger is, right here, this guy, that's your plunger for your brake. See how that's moving in and out. There's a barrel right here that is female. The plunger itself is male, and it does what males and females do best to get seated down in there. So just make sure that you are seating that. What you want to make sure, though, when you install the brake lever is that you hear this noise. Hear that click? That is your brake light switch, and the lever has to disengage from the switch to make it work. If for whatever reason it doesn't, it could mean that that barrel, something could be wrong with it. At this stage of the game, I doubt there would be an issue, but again, it's just best practices. Make sure you hear the noise and you will be good to go. This is very easy. It's just a flathead screwdriver, again, a 10 millimeter, remove it and then put it together. Again, just making sure that the male plunger goes into that barrel. And one more fun tip here, a quick note as far as how to adjust your ASV lever. If you roll this away from you, it will roll the lever away from you. So rolling this forward moves the lever forward. Rolling it backwards will move that lever back. Set it to whatever's comfortable for you and enjoy. And there you go, guys. They are installed on the bike. Going to do some final adjustments once I get the bike out as far as where they are in relation to the handlebar, but I think they are pretty close already. But there you go. Hopefully that helps you out.